Hello everyone, it's Maria, Solitaire Witch Tracks here. Hope everyone is having a good week, having a good time, enjoying this beautiful fall weather. It's starting to cool down a lot here in Virginia, which is pretty exciting because last year in September it was hot, humid, and disgusting. Not the case this year though. So today's video I want to discuss, it happened a while ago, I just haven't gotten the time to make it around this video, but during the solar eclipse, or afterwards I should say, I had a meditation with a Filipino deity called the Bakunawa, sea serpent, and I also like to go over some things I got in my witchy haul. Okay guys, so Bakunawa. What is the Bakunawa? Who is it? What is it? What does it do? Great question, guys. So, the Bakunawa is part of the Filipino pantheon of deities before they were colonized by the Spanish, became primarily Catholic. This is during the time when they were still majority pagans and those who believe in animism. And the Bakunawa pretty much is a giant sea serpent. Now there are different types of the Bakunawa, different stories. Each island has its own story. One of the islands, the Bakunawa was a goddess turned into a sea serpent being punished for pissing off some other god. Another tale of the Bakunawa is actually a bird. That's right, a bird instead of like a sea serpent. And in a lot of the cases, the Bakunawa is just a sea dragon or sea serpent who, in fact, causes lunar eclipses. So during the time of a lunar eclipse, the Bakunawa eats the moon. Now, it's pretty funny because I was talking to my mom about Filipino mythology, and I asked her about the Bakunawa, and I asked her, is it true that in Filipino myths that the Bakunawa is what causes the lunar eclipses? And she said yes. She actually remembers a time when she was a little girl, and it was during a lunar eclipse. The whole village got outside the church and were banging pots and pans, yelling at the Bakunawa to let go of the moon. And that is the whole thing with the Bakunawa. The Bakunawa sea serpent goes up to eat the moon. However, everyone, animals, people, they gotta make noise so that the Bakunawa spits out the moon and goes back to its watery lair. Now, so the way I figured out how to do this meditation with the Bakunawa and figure out what's going on there was through the help of Chris Ashburn, or Chris Ashburn, midwifery for the soul. She and I were hanging out one night, I think a week before I left for my cruise, a week before the lunar eclipse, or solar eclipse I should say, and I was telling her about the meditation in which I use her ritual paint, and she realized that the paint on my face had some significant, a lot of significance, because the way I painted it, I painted lines over my eyes, painted on my mouth, like teeth, and you guys saw my previous video in regards with it, and my review that had her war paint on it, and kind of a spear with another eye in the middle and like more eyes this way. Anyways, she did a reading for me, hooked up with my ancestors, and they pretty much yelled at me. They're like, look, you need to really step into your power more, realize that your ancestors are here with you, we are your power, we are one, kind of thing. And something about my face paint struck her from those images, so we looked it up, and that's how we discovered the Bakunawa. Because if you look at, well, she also did a reading too with her tarot cards. I think this is the Tarot of the Sheet. I think it's her Oracle Tarot She, and a man in water and a water serpent was in it, and so we're looking Filipino mythology, water serpents, and then also we looked up masks for the Bakunawa as well, and the Bakunawa mask has the claws here, like claws, teeth, long fangs here, has multiple eyes down, so I had the lines of my eyes, kind of like multiple eyes, and then like more eyes, and a spear right here. And so it's pretty much my ancestors telling me that I need to do meditation with Bakunawa. I need to realize its power, realize my own power, and just go with it. And so since the Bakunawa is all about eclipses, primarily lunar eclipse, Chris suggested that the time for me to connect with the Bakunawa would be during the day of the solar eclipse, which I did. So later on that night, I was on my cruise ship in the middle of the water, pretty fitting, and I sat on this little, I was on the Carnival cruise, and so if you guys don't know, Carnival cruises, if you've been on one, they have a serenity deck in which, you can only be 21 or up. They have these like little pods you can sit in, so I sat in one of those and looked over the edge, and there was no moon at the time, I don't think, so that was pretty, I don't want to say ironic, but it's kind of like a sign, since the Bakunawa is all about eating the moon, and I did my meditation. Now, in my meditation, I was in this place, there was a fire with my ancestor uncle there, and then I just saw like the outlines of my other ancestors, and they just got into this water, and the water started swirling, it was like an ocean almost, and started glowing blue, and out comes the Bakunawa, the sea serpent. And that was, I don't know, it was just really interesting that my ancestors became the Bakunawa. And so the Bakunawa is a part of me as well. And in that meditation, the Bakunawa went up to ate the moon, but the moon looked like pearl, and it was just kind of sounding like it was rejuvenation, because the pearls can only be made inside, so clams, oysters, and it was almost like as if the Bakunawa was rebuilding me in that way, because like it ate the moon but spit it back out of its own accord. Like I sat there in silence, I didn't make any noise like you're supposed to do when the Bakunawa comes. I just sat there and the Bakunawa looked at me, and we just had this connection, and I just felt this surge of power within me that the Bakunawa is a necessary force of action. It is part of the cycle, it's part of the balance of things being renewed and going over. So kind of like an Ouroboros, how it eats its own tail, the Bakunawa is also the same way. And out of it, I met another ancestor and became intimate, quite intimate and close with him. His name is Tan. I call him Uncle Tan because I don't know if you know about Filipino culture, but your friends' parents are your aunts and uncles. That's what you do. And so he is Uncle Tan, and he is a warrior chieftain. He wore this headdress, or wears this headdress that is built out of like giant feathers. So I think they're made like rooster tail feathers, black, and then some dyed red. And then he just has this loincloth that almost drags to the ground. That's just black, red, and white, and he carries a spear. And pretty much when I came face to face with him, he's like, you are a healer, yes, you are this, blah, 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 but you really need to embrace this warrior side of you. Know that we are all here, part of you. You have our power. You don't let anything intimidate you. Don't think nothing is out of your hands, because it isn't. You have the Bakunawa. You have us. We're all behind you. And that just blew my mind, because I've become very complacent, I guess, with my life and how it's going. I'm just kind of like, what happens, happens. And that meditation with him was a reminder saying that I can change anything I want. I can change it. I have the power to control the outcome of my life, pretty much, and I need to utilize it. And I'm going to. It's going to happen. I'm trying to figure out a really good ritual for myself. I'm going to do it during the new moon and let it cultivate and come to fruition during the full moon. So that was a pretty powerful meditation for me. I just feel so much stronger. I just have this you just have that knowing now, really being able to embrace being a witch and knowing that I have all this power of my ancestors behind me, and the Bakunawa, a fucking giant sea serpent or sea dragon. So that's pretty cool. I just feel so empowered after that meditation. So I would like to thank Chris for helping me get there. That's what she's good for. She's really good with helping you connect your ancestors and helping you get shit done, or motivating you, I should say. But speaking of Chris, I actually saw her last Monday during Labor Day and I got some really cool stuff from her mom. So I also want to go over some things in my Witchy haul that I got. So excited. Okay, so first off, going from Filipino culture, I got this giant motor and pestle set from her. So pretty much it's made out of lava rock. I haven't used it yet. It's pretty exciting. I'm probably use it for the bigger stuff, because it does have it's porous. It's lava rock. So it's very porous. I don't want like little herbs getting trapped in there, so I'm going to use it primarily for bigger stuff like leaves and petals of plants and things. So it's got a little, it's like, at the bottom, so it doesn't scratch anything, but it's lava rock, which Philippines islands are made from lava and volcanoes. So originally I only grabbed one of these, but Chris was like, you need these because this is why, and I was like, yeah, you're right. So I got another mortar and pestle set from her. This one's mainly for resins. So like, I don't know if you can, here you go. It's kind of hard to do this. Okay. So here it is. So it's kind of really small and flat, and the grinder just sits in there, and you kind of go like this. So it's really good for resins and things that are harder. So I actually used it earlier today. I just remade my goddess full moon incense, and so I use this for my, what was I putting it? Myrrh. So you can still see some of the myrrh on there, but I washed it off. So I really like this because it's, I don't know if you ever tried to grind up resins, but grinding up myrrh is a bitch. So this is pretty useful. I love it. I'm glad Chris convinced me to get it because, like I said, I only grabbed one, and then she's like, you need this too, this is why. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So I think it's cool. It just sounds cool, just like grinding stuff. It's very useful. The last mortar and pestle, I know, I got so many. The last one I got was this little wooden one. I don't know why I wanted this. This is so cute. Something about this, like this is yeah, it goes inside. Anyways, I don't know why I grabbed it. I just saw it. I'm like, I need this one because I have a bigger one. I never had one this small, and I don't know, just being able to hold it and just do, I don't know, grind it, and just being able to utilize it this way. And it's just so, I don't know, like this is what it looks like, and so it's got a flat bottom, which is nice. So it might be even more for like squishing out some juices of stuff if you wanted to do that, but I absolutely love this. I know, I love wooden things. Like, wooden tools are my favorite. I love wooden mortar and pestles, wooden wands, wooden anything, you name it, it's my favorite. And the last thing, this thing is really big, so I'm going to step back. I got this frame right here. So it's a keyhole. And it has all these little mirrors around it, and then in the back you can put something in it, in a frame. So I'm planning on pretty much putting a giant mirror in here. I don't know if I want to paint this yet or not. I'll have to think about it. I'm thinking about painting this up, but I don't know because it's just so looks so antique, so I don't want to mess it up. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. Let me know, guys, what you think. Should I paint it or not? If I was painting it, I need to paint like a dark brown or black. But I'm figuring out where to put this in my room too. But this is going to be a meditation mirror. I might do another black mirror, or just get some glass and just paint it black, because I have like a small black mirror I use for my new moon, dark moon meditations. I don't have a big one. I already have like a kind of mirror on my altar, like there you can see, right there. But this was, Chris's mom was originally going to give this to her, but she's like, this is more Maria. And she told me, and I was like, yeah, you're right. So I got to figure out what I want to do with that. So it's been an exciting couple weeks. Okay. It's been an exciting couple weeks, just with my meditation with the Bakunawa and seeing Chris and her family again and getting all this cool stuff. So I'm going to come back with Figure Fridays again. Don't you guys worry. Thank you so much for watching and still, taking active part of my videos. Can't wait to make more videos, trying to get some ideas going on. It's going to be awesome. And if you like this, just, like, comment, share some of your thoughts, ideas. Tell me what I should do with this frame or anything else. Thank you guys so much for watching. Blessed be.